Council asked for me in the Council of the Whole and prior was what ordinances were available as you struggle with if there are ordinances that are necessary and there's ordinances that are appropriate to pass with regards to any type of governance of obscenity laws in the city of Wadsworth. I pulled 3 of them out just so that you knew what is available, so what you can pass and what you cannot pass or what you do not need to pass. One of them is pandering obscenity. Pandering obscenity is a felony of the 5th degree, which would be creating or producing obscene performances that would be publicly presented, and the offender is reckless in that regard. That is a felony of the 5th degree. That is already on the books if it was needed to be. There's also dissemination of matter harmful to juveniles, where no person with knowledge or character or content shall recklessly present to a juvenile any material or performance that is obscene or harmful to juveniles. That's a misdemeanor of the 1st degree or a felony of the 5th degree, depending on the nature of that. There's also public indecency statutes, which no person shall recklessly do any of the following, which is likely to be viewed by another or affront others, have sexual conduct viewed by and affront of another person. Those are already on the books, so for your information, that is what has been determined are all within the scope of the First Amendment for purposes of what a police officer could do in the First Amendment type situation.
I do want to make one other point. There is a bill that is dead in the Ohio State Congress, and it states, even though it's dead, there was some good investigation in it, and it states that 0.003% of the United States youth want to trans, whatever it is, I don't know how to even say it. That out of them, there are many that commit suicide, and many who. Okay.
We have heard through many sources of the upcoming event, and so we are concerned. There were flyers posted in Facebook and other places that conjure up emotion, violence. Antifa was mentioned, BLM was mentioned. Nowhere have I seen, or we have seen, that they've caused any good from those events where they've been a part of. So I pulled up the Ohio Revised Code, section 2917.01, inciting violence. No person shall knowingly engage in conduct designed to urge or to incite another to commit any offense of violence. Ohio Revised Code, section 2917.03, riot. No person shall participate or unlawful force of violence. No person shall participate. Ohio Revised Code, section 2917.11, disorderly conduct. No person shall recklessly cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm to another doing any part of the following: engaging in fighting and threatening harm to persons or property, or in violent or turbulent behavior. So just wanted to bring those as examples of what this might cause the community.
During this event coming up, my major concern is, and as far as, what anybody as an adult wants to do, that's their business, but the key thing is adult. I don't think this event has any business with children, and that is my main concern. Studies show that children that are exposed to this kind of activity has long-term sexual effects to children as they grow. So I think we're really heading into some dangerous behavior when it comes to children. As far as what somebody wants to do when they're 18 and over, that's your business. I'm not judge and jury as to what someone wants to do when they're 18 and over. That's how you want to live your life, go for it. I have no qualms whatsoever. But when it comes to children, I'm a big advocate of protection of children. And so therefore, I think this is a really bad and scary road for Wadsworth to go down.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Aaron Reed. I live at 173 Simcox. I'm the one who is organizing this memorial charity event for massacre victims. Now, I wrote a little speech, and I'm going to say it until my time runs out. And my only question is when? When is enough enough? When are the adults in the room going to stand up and explain to these people that while we're all entitled to our own opinions, no, not all opinions are equally valid or should be treated with respect? Bigots. These people are uneducated, angry, violent bigots, and they're attempting to use our children as a human shield for their bigotry. They're using the same tactics used by angry bigots of the past, like modern George Wallace's standing in the schoolhouse steps, try to protect good white Christian kids from the scourge of having to share public spaces with people not exactly like them. It's buffoonery, plain and simple. People are entitled to their religions and their opinions, no matter how absurd or bigoted they are. But when are we going to stop being afraid, or when are we going to stop being afraid to stand up to them and tell them we don't give a shit what their bigoted holy books say? The LGBTQ are here, and we are part of this community. And a lot of us walk around in fear every single day because we don't have adults in charge with the guts to stand up to these monsters and tell them to keep their bigotry to their own kids. We will not indoctrinate our children on behalf of their bigotry and remove the LGBTQ from public spaces and LGBTQ books from libraries and equality from our schools. These people are so privileged in their little white Christian nationalist bubbles, they've never heard the word no in their adult lives. Everyone is too afraid of them to tell it like it is. They do not get to dictate how the rest of us live. They do not get to dictate how the rest of us dress. They do not get to dictate how the rest of us love, because their imaginary sky wizard friend told them the LGBTQ were icky and should be publicly executed.
10 seconds.
No, I say no. I will not back down to bigotry ever. And I don't care. Sorry, I lost my place.
It's okay, that is your time.
Okay, that's my time.
Thank you,
Such
sir.
thing as a family-friendly drag show. I encourage you to define by ordinance, if possible, that an establishment that hosts drag performances is considered adult entertainment. Minors are not legally allowed at adult-oriented events or establishments. Further, this should not occur on public property where a minor could see this activity. FYI, the latest Rasmussen, if I said it correct, reports, they did a telephone and internet survey, found that 60% of American adults consider Drag Queen Story Hour to not be appropriate for children. This survey was of 1,000 adults, and it was conducted just late October, I think the 23rd of October. So we are basically, I'm asking, we're not asking to segregate people that are, queer, but we are asking to remove the children from that equation. We just need to protect the children, and that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Wadsworth. My family's been involved in Wadsworth for decades. The only thing I've got to say, involved in all this, I'm not going to get into the if he said and she said. The fact of the matter is, you can see today the only example you need to see. The people that didn't respect the flag, to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance or the prayer, and the people that are interrupting everybody are the ones that want respect from you. That's all I've got to say. Thank you very much.
It's not so much about the LGBTQ community or gays or whatever. I don't think people have a problem with that. The problem is when you hear drag queen, in my mind, ever since I was growing up as a kid, I would think stripper, adult entertainment. It's targeted, derived towards adults. I wouldn't feel comfortable with a gay, heterosexual stripper in her outfit reading to children, nor would I feel comfortable with a drag queen in their adult attire dressed for adult entertainment. To a lot of people, it looks like you're trying to sexualize children. And I do not understand why there has to be such a push for sexualization towards the kids. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why there has to be any kind of sexual activity driven towards kids. That's not what I've got my kid focusing on. I got them focusing on baseball. Like, something simple. Focus on their career path. Pushing sex towards kids is not going to get them anywhere in life. It's not. Be who you want to be when you get older. Like, I just don't understand why you got. It just looks sexual. The whole thing. It's a man dressed in women corset. It looks like lingerie stuff that you would wear to the bedroom. And I don't understand why somebody would want to read in front of children with that. It's adult themed stuff, and I don't think it's a good look for this town. I don't think the townspeople, it's just not, I just don't think it's a good look for the town. It's just my opinion. Thank you for...
I just don't want everybody to think that the LGBT community agrees with what he thinks you should do with children. I am part of that community, and I am a lesbian, I am gay, but I still don't want grooming, sexualizing. I agree with what the last man said completely, 100%. This is an adult situation, and we need to keep that separate. That's why we have movies that are rated R, PG-13. It's the same thing here. That's all I have to say.
Very good. Thank you again. Down the street.
Yes, just down the street. I just want to go on the record as saying that I've been called a bigot. I am a white Christian male. I do have concerns about the children. I've been told I'm full of hate, but I want to put it on public record that I hate the man putting on this event so much. I made him his cane. It ain't got to do with hate. I got family members who are LGBTQ, and I love them with all my heart. Young kids, their minds are malleable. I mean, you can shape them. If you grab them early enough, you can twist it any way you want. And I just don't think, even for heterosexual, what's sexuality got to do with children? Just leave them alone and let them be kids. When they grow up, they're going to figure out what they want to do. Just leave the kids out of it. That's all I got.
Say that we were from Akron. We moved to Wadsworth because it was a family-oriented community. That's one of the things that attracted us. I am a Christian, and I believe God's word. And yes, our times are changing, but God's word never changes. And I feel that bringing children into this and what you want to do privately in your own home, that's up to you. But please don't bring our community and force people that don't believe this way. Force it on us, force it on the children that we don't want them exposed to this.
Thank you, Ken.
A few moments later.
Keeping your town white Christian nationalists. That's what you care about.
Be here for the event. I will have people also come and support you. I'll bring people from Cleveland. I'll have people here.
This is a calling all cars event.